exciting. So you'll notice that our speakers are a global troupe or a global tribe. So Rania, tell us where you are joining us from and take the stage. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. I'm from Cairo, Egypt. So it's afternoon here. It's like 5 p.m. And yeah, I'm really happy to be here, and thanks for the opportunity. And I really enjoyed that first hour. I really enjoyed it. So I think this has been a great start to hopefully a fabulous 3 days for everybody. So today, yeah, I am a happiness consultant, but I'm not really talking just about happiness today. My topic today is about how to master your money mindset. I'm also a mindset coach and an NLP and hypnosis master practitioner. So in everything I do, I fuse all those things together: science of happiness and positive psychology, understanding of the unconscious mind and how that works. And I'm a social entrepreneur. I have been for 25 years, and a business major. So I have a lot of also business knowledge. So that's I put those things together in my talks, in my workshops, or in my one-on-one work with people. So let me share my screen, and we can start. And I'm really happy you guys are all here, and I want to encourage you to participate in the chat. So at different times during the training, I will be asking questions. So please answer. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, let me share my screen, and I'll just check with you that you can see it. Okay, so can you see that? Yes. Okay, great. So I already told you a little bit about myself. What I didn't share is what got me where I am today. So as I said, I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years, and by other people's standards, I appeared to be very successful. The truth is, though, that I was often stressed out, exhausted. I was certainly struggling to make ends meet, so I always said I'm broke. I had very little time for myself. No matter how far I got, I felt like I'm not getting anywhere, and I was often putting myself down, and I just wasn't feeling happy or successful or fulfilled in my career. I was in other areas of my life, but with my career, there was just something that wasn't working. And it took me a long time, but I finally realized that there's got to be something that I'm stopping. It's got to be something about me. And I finally got, I did the work I needed to do. So what Haley was saying about finding the gold and digging deep and going in those dark places or wherever, and sort of resolving limiting beliefs or inner conflicts or unresolved emotions that need to be resolved so that we can really live our best life, whatever that means to us. That's the work I did. And it was at the time when I was training to become an NLP and hypnosis practitioner, and then later a master practitioner. It was at that time that I did that work, and I was able to shift everything around. And one of the changes that I made, so I had several things that I had to work through. One of them was not feeling good enough. That's a big one. And I think many of us have that. But the other thing was related to money and my relationship with money and why I wasn't making it. So I dug down deep. It was really in one session that I was able to turn that around and develop a new relationship with money and new beliefs around money that suddenly attracted a whole lot of money into my life. And that's where I am today. That's why I decided to work with others on doing this kind of change work that allows people to get the results that they want out of life. And again, that really depends on the person and what they want. So that's, sorry, let me just go to the next slide. This is what today's topic is about. To me, this is one of the keys to success as an entrepreneur. So we're all here because we are entrepreneurs. So by default, built into that definition is that you want to make money. So let's talk about making money. Master your money mindset. If we take each one of those words separately, I want to talk about each word separately first. Master means you are in charge. It's important for me to share that we are in charge. Master your money mindset means that there's something that we can think and do differently that will allow us to make more money. So acknowledging that first is an important step, because then we can start to think, oh, okay, so what is it that I'm currently thinking or doing, and what do I then need to do differently? so that I can be the master here, right? It's not like happening to me, but I'm taking charge. I'm making it happen. Number two, the second word is your. It's really about you. It's 100% about you. It's not about what you should or shouldn't be doing or feel like you have to or anything like that that society might be telling you. It's really about being honest with yourself. What do I want? How much money do I want to be making? Okay, and for what purpose do I want to be making that money? So it really has to just be about us and our needs and our visions and our dreams. We're going to be going into the topic of money. What is it? What isn't it? In the next slides, and then really talking about the mindset part. So what is money? So I guess lots of us have different definitions of money. If you'd like to tell us what you think money is, tell me in the chat. Let me see, where's the chat? Okay, there we go. So tell me what you think money is, or what money means to you, because everybody has a certain perception of what money is, what does it mean to them. What I think money is, this is not my definition, of course. Many people think that money is nothing more than a means of exchange. It's an exchange of energy, or it's an exchange of value, okay? So the more value we then give, then we get, in exchange for that value, we get money, right? This is in this day and age. And so that money is therefore something important, because we are living in times when we exchange things with money, right? If we lived all the way back, I don't know when we were just purely bartering, then if Haley had apples and I wanted apples and Haley wanted bananas, then we could just exchange apples to bananas, and that would be really easy. But that's not the case right now, obviously, as we know. So therefore, I want something and you want something, and we just make that exchange. This is important to recognize. Why? Because we sometimes make money a bigger deal or a bigger issue than it really is. It's as simple as that. And noticing the fact that it's an exchange of value means we then therefore need to focus on what value are we creating, right, that other people want. And then how do we communicate that value so that we make that connection, that people will then realize, oh, this person has something I want, I value that, and then I want to pay for that. And it becomes not selling, it just becomes sharing our story, sharing what we are offering, and then somebody recognizes that that's something that they want, and then they're happy to pay us that money. So that's kind of where we want to go. Instead of us feeling like, oh, I have to make money or I need those sales, let's think about it as people need what I have to offer. So we reverse that, we end up opening up more doors. So money isn't, and this is really important, money is not a way to happiness. It's not gonna, and there's a lot of research that's been done about this. So if you've studied or if you're interested in the science of happiness, there's loads of research that's been done about what makes people happy and what doesn't. And money is not what makes us happy. Oh, there are lots of things in the comments. Okay, there we go. So yes, okay, good. Money, yes, money is a resource, it's energy, it's a tool, it's freedom. Well, it can get us the freedom we want. So let's say it's a tool for the things that are important to us. So if freedom is important to us, then yes, money can get us that freedom. It can take away a set of worries. So again, but then we need to talk about mindset here as well. Money or currency, each has a different meaning and usefulness, okay? That's a valid point. Of course, we operate with different worldwide currencies. So, but I'd be interested to hear what you specifically mean by that. Okay, yeah, you just explained. Most people talk about needing money, but they really mean currency. Money helps you become independent. Okay, I've been on both sides of money. Money follows impact, freedom, money and happiness. Okay, thank you for sharing your comments. Money is not the end goal, even if we sometimes say it is or we think it is. We actually have a greater purpose. There's always something that we want, and then we want money for that thing. So it serves us well to actually focus on what is it that we actually want. And then when we're thinking about money, we work towards what we actually want, and then the money becomes the tool or the means for getting those things that we think are important to us. for making our values come to life, right? For enhancing our values is one of the ways I would see it as well. So what's the whole deal with mindset, and why is that important? Why it's important is because when we change the way we think about things, whatever that is, the way we think about ourselves and our own self-worth, for example, the way we think about money, when we think in a certain way, and that way is not serving us, then if we change that way that we think, we can change our reality, our life. So it's really important then to be talking about our money mindset. If we want to change our current circumstances around money, then we need to do that work. So we all have a relationship with money that was formed during our childhood years. So in our first 6 years of life, which you can refer to as the programming years or the imprint stage, during that time in our life, the theta brain waves are the waves that allow us to absorb everything like a sponge, and we tend to form beliefs and decisions and patterns of behavior that we then roll with for the rest of our lives. Now, we form those beliefs and attitudes and decisions at a very young age when we don't really know any better, and we're taking in all these things around us from society that are telling us things about ourselves, about others, and about how the world works. So we have beliefs about ourselves, we have beliefs about other people, and about just life as a whole. So therefore, we have beliefs around money. Somewhere, somebody told us something about money that may or may not be true at all, and may or not be true to us at all, but we believed it. So we might think, so what are your beliefs around money? Like, tell me what are some of your current beliefs around money? You have beliefs around money. Can you think of what any of those might be? Because sometimes we think in absolutes and generalizations. And we need to remember that a belief is nothing more than someone else's opinion that we have chosen to take as fact. Okay? So do you have any beliefs around money? And if you do, now is when I want to question you to think about those and wonder, what are these even true? So it could be something like I can or I can't, I do or I don't, or I should or I shouldn't, or even a label like I am, whatever. Like some people will tell me, oh, I'm not good with money. They're just labeled themselves. That's a belief. Then that's a limiting belief, because how do you know? Who says? And even if you haven't been in the past, who says that you can't be in the future? So these big generalizations and statements, or things about other people, or like money is bad, or money is whatever. Who says? I mean, it can be used for bad uses. It can also be used for good uses, right? So this is what we need to start thinking about. Paying full price means getting taken advantage of. So that's a thought there. That's a belief there. Okay. So is that working for you or not? Is that true or not? I have not been good with money in the past. I want to change that. Very good. One of the ways to change that is to stop saying that I'm not good with money, and to maybe say it the way you said it, which I wasn't good with money in the past. Okay. And now to start to assert, hey, you know what? I'm going to be good with money. Or even better, when we do our affirmations in the present tense, I'm good with money. I'm good with money. And to actually start believing that and repeating it so that we actually can rewire our unconscious minds. Now, when I work with people in one session, we can do that on a very deep level because we talk to the unconscious mind. But if you want to do that on your own, then you do it through daily affirmations or things like meditation, where after a while you can actually cut through to a deeper level and actually rewire some of those beliefs that aren't working. Saving is more important. Having a business isn't a stable way to make a living. So that's a belief right there. Is that working for you? Do we think that that's a belief that's serving you? If you work too hard with a belief like that, then you might not be investing in yourselves or in your business so that you can scale and grow. So that might be an issue. Having a business isn't a stable way to make a living. Must have come from somewhere. And I'm sure that there are many stories that would disprove that, because there are many people who have businesses who are making a really good living. So it's just about thinking about those things and breaking them down and thinking, oh, who says that's even true? And do I want to believe that? And would I rather believe something else? I was taught that money is better managed by those that understand how it works, taking the power to control it out of my hands. Okay, yeah, so that's a belief right there. And who says? I mean, and who says that you aren't one of those people who understands how it works? And who knows how it works? And who cares? How can it work for you? How can you make money work for you? What is your money story that you want that's very unique to you and nobody else? And therefore, it doesn't matter if anybody has taken the same journey or not, because it's a unique journey. And we need to believe that whatever it is, we can make it work for ourselves. I was taught from an early age about money and how to make the best use of it. Saving is a better way to grow wealth. Nope, these beliefs are not serving me. Okay, women should not earn more than others in the family. Many of my beliefs don't serve me well. Thank you so much for sharing, guys. This is really important. And this is what I want you to write down for yourselves, even right now. If you want to put them in the chat, great. If you don't, just do it for yourself at least. What are your current beliefs and patterns of behavior around money? So some of you have said that. Now, those beliefs, there's a behavior that comes with that. So when there's a belief like, oh, I shouldn't be earning more than others in the family because I'm a woman, that actually might be stopping you from daring to dream big and make a lot of money. Even if you're not conscious about that, because listen, the beliefs are rooted at a very unconscious level. And by the way, over 90% of our decisions and our behaviors on a daily basis happen at an unconscious level. We're not even aware of that consciously. So they're happening due to our unconscious beliefs. So when we start to become aware of those things and bring them to our conscious awareness, we can then question them and let go of them and switch them with things that serve us better. And in a coming slide, I'm going to show you what I mean by that and how to do that. Having discipline with how I spend my money is important, just like it's important with how I spend my time. You can decide to spend your money any way you want. Just notice if you are limiting yourself in the way you're doing that, or if you feel, no, there's a reason why I want to have 6 months or a year's worth or whatever of expenses covered, put aside. That's important to me. Then yeah, great. So just notice where it's coming from and just make it true to you. That's what I would tell people. Make it true to you, because we get so much from outside of us. Let's just think, what do I need? If you can't buy it twice, you don't have enough. My grandparents made sure that when they left money to my parents to put in my father's name, they were my mother's parents. Awareness and consciousness. Sometimes competition or comparing who has more keeps us from going out and doing what we need to do to earn our money, keeps us thinking small. One of the biggest barriers to happiness is social comparison. So social and financial comparison. This is totally, you're absolutely right. It does not serve us at all. And it's really futile, and it makes no sense, because there is only one of us. Nobody has walked our journey. Nobody has been us before. So we are better off comparing ourselves only to ourselves. So compare yourself to yourself 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and just notice any progress, even if it's tiny, anything that you can celebrate. And then with that, move forward and just shut out comparing yourself to other people, because it doesn't matter. We're not them. We don't know what's going on in their lives. So let's focus on ourselves and actually, yes, dare to dream big instead of staying small, as big as you want. My dad unintentionally gave me the message that in marriage, when you make it and do not need to depend on one another anymore, you get divorced. That's the belief that if you have is going to change your behaviors, right? And yeah, you can absolutely make it. And if you're married, if you're in a marriage that's healthy for both of you, you will support each other in whatever that person wants, whoever they are, the spouse or whichever one of you. What do you want? A marriage, in my opinion, is about helping each other achieve the things that we individually, uniquely want. And it's possible, and it is possible for us. Comparing ourselves, yes. I limit my efforts, so I believe in making a living when my business becomes, yeah. Anything you're going to believe is going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy. It will become your reality. You're making it happen through your thoughts and through your actions or lack of action, right? Because there are two things we can control in life: our thoughts and our actions. And through those two things alone, we can have a happy reality. Because even when things don't go our way, because happiness does not mean feeling good all the time, or that everything is going to go our way and everything is going to be great. No, pain is a part of life. It's an inevitable part of life, but pain does not need to equal suffering. And so what's the difference here is that how am I going to perceive that pain? How am I going to respond to it, react to it? How can I shift my thoughts and my attitude towards things when they don't go well, so that I'm still in a happy state? And happiness for me is a very general umbrella term. It's not about feeling good all the time. It's not about things going well. It's about responding to things, no matter what's going on around me, that I can still be okay. And by the way, the research shows us that the happiest people, first of all, they're the most emo-diverse. They experience a very wide range of emotions. They're not the people who only feel positive emotion. So we do not want to belittle or undermine or ignore our negative emotions, not at all. Also, what research shows us is that only 10% of our life circumstances, sorry, only 10% of our happiness is related to our life circumstances, okay? 50% of it is actually turns out to be genetics, and 40% of our happiness, and that's where all the magic is, 40% of our happiness is about our thoughts and our actions. It's under our control. Okay, so this is important for us to just take a note and notice. So if you've written down your current beliefs, write down next to them, how are you behaving due to those beliefs? Like you're only saving and you don't want to spend, or you're afraid to succeed, too big. So what will people think about that, or anything like that? And then we can start to take those away, shed them, and stick with the ones that actually work for you and not against you, so that you're not standing in your own way. Because sometimes we tend to self-sabotage. Right, what we control is how we respond to our environment. And it helps us to recognize what we can control and what we can't, and to stop trying to control the things we can't control, and then just focus on what we can control. And that is enough, actually, for us to have a healthy mindset and a happy existence. So it's time to start digging in deeper and upgrading our mindset around money. An upgraded life is a result of an upgraded mindset. So start asking yourself now, with the beliefs that you've written down, which ones are helpful, which ones aren't. And then when you change that belief, the thinking will change. When you change your thinking, your actions will change. And when you change the action, the results will change. Now, I've done all this, and I wouldn't really have believed any of this before. I was not somebody who bought into this whole mindset and unconscious mind idea at all. It's just when I had this huge transformation during my training, it was like it spoke for itself. I really completely changed from the inside out, and my reality changed. And so now I absolutely believe that this is possible for all of you as well as it was possible for me. 25 years as an entrepreneur, and I never made money. I was always struggling to pay my salaries. I never had money in the bank. All my credit cards were always, maxed out, or whatever you call it. And that's just how it was going to be forever, because that's what I was always saying. I was always telling myself, I can't make money. I don't make money. I'm not good with money. So yeah, that's just how it was always going to be, until I switched that big belief I had around money, and I started thinking differently, and then therefore taking different actions. So this is basically how you do it. You isolate and accept the belief. So number one, what is the belief that I currently have? And accept that. Acceptance for everything actually is the way to do it. Accepting ourselves fully, accepting our beliefs, our emotions, accepting what it is, whatever is happening around us, is the first step to be able to let go of that thing. Resistance is the problem. Okay, so like, why am I thinking this way, and why is this happening? And this shouldn't be. The resistance causes more of a problem. So let's start by accepting everything as it is in this moment, right now, however we were or are, anything that we want to change. Let's start by accepting it, and then we can identify the root cause. You may or may not be able to do that right now on your own, because you may not remember the root cause, and the root cause is usually something, as I said, in the first 6 years of life, if not earlier, in the womb, or if not earlier. So that's when we use tools and techniques related to neuro-linguistic programming or hypnosis or timeline therapy, things like that. That's when we actually go back to the actual root cause and just get rid of it from the root cause. But even now, you might actually remember certain things, like what you've been saying, like my grandparents used to say this, my parents used to say this, or even they didn't say it, but they modeled it. So then you might have an idea of what the root cause is. Either way, you can go on to the third one, start to question that belief, start to recognize the falsehood of it, and then form empowering beliefs to replace those other beliefs. So just switch them around. And then how do you do that? You start as if it's true to you right now, in the present time. So what I did that worked for me, and we're going to go through a bunch of different options later on, so you can choose what works for you. What I used to say to myself to reinforce the deep level work that I did in that one session that I had is, I have all the money I need for everything that's important to me. That was the affirmation that I started to tell myself. And of course, I didn't have any money really, but I started to tell myself every time I was worried about money, I would say, Rania, you have all the money you need for everything that's important to you. You have it. It's there right now. It's there. It's around you. You have all the money you need. And by doing that, I started to open up this door of abundance flowing into my life. And abundance is not just money. Abundance is just being willing to receive all that is good out there so that we can use it and to share good as well, and to spread good, and to spread our values, right? To spread the love, whatever it is that we want to do out of life, to help more people, to have more impact, to do more charity work, to do whatever it is we want. We start by accepting and receiving more into our lives. And that's by creating affirmations as though they are true today already. And then we start going out there and taking any tiny steps or actions. And through those, we'll start to create evidence of success. We're like, oh gosh, I actually did it. The first time I charged a client for one of my one-on-one programs, I was so nervous. I didn't even know how to start. Like, I'm actually going to ask for money for this. It was so hard for me. And then I did it. And then that's called creating evidence of success. Like, oh, okay, I just did it. And then you do it again, and do it again. And then you start to know your worth and your value. What are you actually offering others that's valuable? And then you dare to charge for that, because they will be getting the results, because you know what you're doing, right? And they're going to do the work. So you're going to offer the tools. I mean, that's, of course, I'm talking now if you're a service-based entrepreneur, but of course, all of this applies to anything, any type of entrepreneurship. So I've already shared my money mindset story. So this is just a very quick recap. So I had a lot of inner conflicts. I definitely had a scarcity mindset. I was afraid to succeed because I was actually worried, because I had so much going well in other aspects of my life, my family, my relationships. Everything was going well, and I was kind of like afraid to rock the boat, you know, like, what if I make a lot of money and it changes me, or ruins something else in my life? And what if I can't have it all, right? Well, no, that's not true. I actually dared to say, no, who says? Maybe I can have satisfaction in all the areas of my life. So I was afraid to succeed. I had limiting beliefs around money. I definitely had some self-worth issues, and I used to feel guilty, sort of that. But people are starving, and I feel guilty about the idea of making money in a world where so many people don't have money. And I definitely turned that around, because I realized when I make more money, I can use that to help people and to find causes that are important to me. And I would like to empower other people to attract more abundance into their lives, so that they don't have to live in really dire conditions. So anyway, within the 2 years after I changed those conflicts, I ended up generating, I mean, I'm capable of generating in 1 hour the amount of revenue I used to generate in 1 month. I'm far more impactful as a person now. My business has grown. More importantly, to me, my freedom and my happiness and fulfillment have skyrocketed. And I actually have freed my time. I actually have decided that I don't want to be working all the time, and that I want to have a lot of time with my family, a lot of time off. So I do a lot of that. I have a very much more relaxed lifestyle. So it's really up to us. Now, that's just about me. What you need to do is figure out what's important to you in terms of what is your definition of happiness, what is your definition of success, what is your definition of freedom, what is important to you, what are your values, what are the things you love, what are the non-negotiables, and then attract abundance and money into your life so that you can have more of those things. So I replaced the scarcity mindset with an abundance mindset. I started to have faith in myself and just do things, just take action and not be afraid to mess up, because who cares? That's how I'm going to learn. I started to have empowering beliefs. I started to increase my self-confidence, my self-love, and to really be purpose-driven. Like, this is important to me. I want to help people with their limiting beliefs, and that's important to me. And I'm just going to go for it. And so these are some of the ways that I have transformed. I hope that that has been interesting or helpful to you. Let me know as well in the comments. And what's your money mindset story? That's what I invite you as well to think about. Is it true? Is it serving you? What story would you rather have? And remember, whatever happened in the past, it's gone. It's not there anymore. We have right now, right? We only have this moment. So whatever you were or were not good at, or did or didn't do, whatever stories you want to say about yourself, that's fine. Take those stories and let's change them today, right now, into a story like mine, like I was bad with money, I was always broke, I was blah, 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 whatever it was. And now that's no longer true because I have a good relationship with money. I have a healthy relationship with money. So let's think about what story would you rather have and make that story true to you today. Let's start with that. What are you currently thinking and doing? What can you think and do differently? And start to change your story. How do you guys feel about that? How does that sound to you? Let me know. It's good for me to get feedback. Just say anything in the comments. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Love it. Great advice. Yes, cool. Now we're going to do something really cool. And it's actually a little bit similar to what we did in the beginning, what Haley did, what Annalise, I think her name was. What was her name? Yeah. So a little visualization here. The thing is, when we mentally rehearse in our minds what we want out of life, we align our brain and our body to the things we want, and that helps us tap into the resources to make those things possible. So at this moment, we already have within us all the resources we need for everything that we want out of life. It's already available to us right now. So it's about tapping into those resources, and that's what neuroscience tells us. So this is the scientific proof behind this. It's not just some, I keep hearing this term woo-woo and stuff like that. I'm talking about scientific backed knowledge that when we start to tap into our unconscious mind, we have two things in there that are, well, there's a lot of in there, but let me isolate two things that are equally beautiful, actually. One of them is, you might think this is not beautiful, but I'll explain why I'm saying it's beautiful. One of them is all our experiences and memories and even traumas, all our limiting beliefs, all our conflicts, all our unresolved emotions like anger, sadness, fear, hurt, and guilt. We have all that inside us right now because we've built that up through our lives, right? Now, the good thing, the beauty of it is that we also have all the solutions to all of those problems, all of the answers, all of the strength and beauty that we need to resolve all of that and to turn it all around so that we are really living fully in tune with ourselves and true to ourselves and fully utilizing our potential as people on this planet. So when we dig deep and go to those dark places or whatever that really we just need light in there, right? But when we go in there and dare to do that work, we can pull all those things out, become consciously aware of them, and then let them go. And so then all that will be left is strength, beauty, and love, right? And the source within, whatever your beliefs are, the universe supports you to achieve the things you want. God or the universe, depending on what your beliefs are, is in full support of us as people to do those things. But we just need to get out of our own way sometimes and just go in there and pull it out. Yes, be the hero of your life smoothly, yes. Yes, you can do journaling, that's wonderful. You can also do meditation. Just sit with yourself. Just sit with yourself quietly and breathe. You don't even have to call it meditation. Sitting with ourselves and taking the time out to breathe, and so much comes out, and allowing it to come out and accepting it non-judgmentally is really valuable for us, and it helps us evolve and grow and start to love ourselves. Okay, let's visualize. So I want you, if you would like, to also close your eyes and do this visualization with me. Actually, I won't be able to do it with you. I'll be doing the talking, you'll be doing the visualizing. So if you close your eyes, I'd invite you to close your eyes, and you're just gonna visualize, okay? So I want you to imagine yourself in a near or distant future where you are living your dream life. You can keep your eyes open if you want, or you can close them, whatever will help you visualize that future better. Notice every detail you can about what it looks like, sounds like, feels like. In that future, in that vision of yourself, you are living freely and true to yourself. You are aligned with your purpose. You feel strong and confident and deserving. and you are open to receiving and experiencing abundance in all areas of your life. You are guided by and grateful for the opportunities that money can open up for you. Take a few deep breaths and notice your surroundings. And notice that you are becoming more and more clear on how you will use the abundance you have attracted to enhance yourself, your life, and the lives of those around you, and perhaps across the globe. Notice any changes in your body, perhaps in your posture. Notice what you're doing and who you're with. Use all your senses to experience this new reality you have created through your thoughts. And know that you deserve it and can achieve it. So put an intention to do just that. Put an intention now to do just that. And now notice your emotions. Perhaps you feel joy or gratitude or excitement. Notice, what are you feeling? Notice your emotions and notice where you feel them in your body. And now align your thoughts with this heightened state of emotion.